Hey, Nuddles family, this is Chad here. We are super excited to be here with you live on Facebook. And I would like to introduce Barbara. She is an educator with Brother, and we're super excited to have her here to show you the Brother NQ3600D. And we're going to have her show you some pretty amazing things on the machine. And please, we're going to be doing a couple of things while we're here with you today. Especially you'll want to hang out and be with us through the duration of this, because I'm going to show you how you can get this awesome machine today pretty much at wholesale. So Barb, go
Hi.
ahead, I guess, introduce yourself and where you're from and all that fun stuff.
Fine. Barbara Jones. I've been with Brother, this is my 19th year. So I've grown up with their machines, so it's kind of cool. I've owned embroidery machines since 1993, and they've always been Brother. I've tried some of the other ones, but I've always gone back to my Brother. So, and then I started to work for them. So I live in New Jersey, and I'm in my basement. This is what I call my cave. So it's where everything happens.
Do you call it a woman cave or just a cave?
Yes, absolutely. So,
Awesome.
yeah. So I'm excited to show today all the features on this little machine. It is fabulous, absolutely fabulous. So,
awesome. And if you guys have questions, please feel free to type in. You can't see him, but Eric is on the computer. We're going to answer all your questions. If you have any questions directed to me, you can ask me. Any questions directed to Barbara, go ahead and ask, and we'll get those questions answered as quick as we can. Really quick, we're going to do another giveaway, but this time it's going to be after the Facebook. We're going to go back through and pick a winner and let you know. So we're going to be giving away Riley Blake. It's a table runner kit. I don't know how to open it today, but you can see all the awesome fabric there. Sorry, holding it up a little bit better there for you. So we're going to be giving that away, which is going to be awesome. So Barbara, go ahead and take us away.
Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do first, I've got two cameras hooked up. So we're going to go over what's included in the box. And then I'll take you through some of the sewing. And then we'll go on to the embroidery side. And when we do the sewing and embroidery, I'll have the camera focused on the machine. So let me switch the camera to the pieces that I have for what's included in the box.
Awesome.
There we go. Okay. So in the box, this machine really comes with everything you need. And then there's optional accessories that you can have later on. And it's a full gamut of accessories. So it comes with your foot pedal or your foot controller. It comes with a knee lift if you are one that uses the knee lift. I am a foot control girl, so this stays in the box for me. But there are plenty of you out there, I'm sure, that use the knee lift. So it comes with a can you see this? I'm not sure. Okay. Comes with a spool of bobbin thread. And then I got a plate out here so that I can show you all of the pieces that come in with the machine. So you've got a Teflon foot, you've got your spool caps, you've got bobbins, you've got screwdrivers, you've got netting, you've got a twin needle, and I have some samples of the twin needle to show you. Comes with extra needles already built in, or included rather. Comes with an adjustable zipper foot, a stitch guide foot, a couple screwdriver, open toe foot. This is one of my favorite feet. Where is the, there we go. It's an open toe foot, and it's a metal open toe foot. And this lays on the fabric so well. I love this foot. This is a great foot. And your spring action free motion foot.
Awesome.
There it is.
So you can do free motion quilting with this machine, right?
Yes, I did. I have some samples to show of that as well.
Awesome.
But there's lots of fun things that come with that, as well as, and I'll take this off right now so you can see this. This is the the attachment that goes over your free arm, and here is your box of feet that go into the little tray here. This tray, and I love this tray because none of them fall out. You also get scissors and all the feet. I think all the feet that you really need are in here to begin with, and then when you get a little bit more adventuresome, I guess, you can go for some of the extra feet. Oh, don't forget there's a storage unit back here too.
Bob, I've seen some people use that for M&Ms too while they're
I know. I've seen another something else in there as well. Yes. So, okay. If you've had other Brother machines, you might have some other feet that you could use. But there's also this circular attachment foot that is available for this machine. These are the optional accessories. You've got your walking foot, and then you've got your stitch guide that goes in the back of the walking foot like this. And you can actually set this so that how far out from the needle that you want, and you can do rows and rows of stitching, and I'll show you a sample for that as well. You have you can get yourself a single needle plate. There we go. So that you can do quilting. And with that single needle plate comes the quilting foot. All right. You can get an open toe spring action foot. You can get this is an echo foot, and I love this foot. You can see through the whole thing. Where is it? There it is. And you can do echo quilting around your quilting or your designs. And then you have your 1/4-inch foot, this is the C foot, and this is my favorite foot for doing free motion quilting because you can really see around it. It's got a tiny, tiny opening. And then your 1/4-inch foot without the guide. So that's those are optional accessories you can buy. Now it comes with, let me reach over here. It comes with a 5x7 hoop. So you have your 5x7 hoop. All right. And you have your grids. Now I use these when I'm lining up lettering and or want to match some designs side by side. And then you have your 10.5 by 6 or your 10x6 hoop. Where's the camera? There it is. Okay.
Nice.
This is
that's a really big hoop.
That's a big, yes, and it doesn't fit in the camera view. Okay. This is one of the designs actually that's built in, and this is a sample of the lettering that is built into the machine as well. And again, if you've had other Brother machines, and let me just put these back over here a little bit, okay, you can also use your 4x4, your little cuff and collar hoop, all right, and your 4x7 border hoop. And this is a fabulous hoop. It's got a spring action clamp on it, and it just clamps down and you slide your fabric through. So it's really a nice hoop. I love this. And it does come with all these hoops come with the little grids too. I use those grids a lot. So.
And those hoops are optional hoops, is that correct?
Yes, those are the optional accessories that can be used on this machine. Oh, and I forgot, you can also use the 6x6 hoop. So if you've got a 6x6 for another machine, you can use that one too. All right.
Yeah, but perfect for
tells you. It tells you that in the manual. So what your optional ones, the ones that I showed you first in the pink area or the pink bowl, were your included feet. Oh, and you also have a grid here. This is for my design, my custom stitch, and you can actually design your own stitches, and I'll show you that as well.
Awesome.
So, awesome. Okay. So how about we go to the machine? Well, let me show you the circular attachment sample first so that we can you can talk a little bit about that. This is it has been done on the circular attachment. It was a design that I brought in, and I made a pot holder. Okay,
nice.
This is just a hot pad, and again, a design I brought in and from another area. And you can bring this machine comes with a USB, so you can bring your designs in through a USB as well. So you're not just limited to your the designs that are on the machine. And then these are all the circular stitches that you can use. I mean, there's a lot of them. You can even use lettering. I don't have a sample with me today that has lettering on it, but I have done lettering on that. So it's very, very cool. And let me just show you some of the stitches on this machine. These are some of my favorite. Look at the bee.
That's
and
cool.
The bike and the Volkswagen. And this machine is, I mean, it stitches big stitches. I always tell the ladies when they buy a machine to sit down and stitch some of them out, because they don't look, when they're stitched out, they look so much different than what you see on your screen in your machine. I mean, some of these stitches are really, really cool.
And I hope I'm not stealing your, I'm going to call it your thunder, I guess.
Okay.
But it does directional sewing too in some of those stitches, correct?
Absolutely, yes. And this is how it can be this big, because we have the directional sewing built into this machine, and it actually chunk. It goes back and forth, and this is also the directional. That's how it gets to be those big stitches. So it moves side to side and back and forth. So some of these stitches are gorgeous.
Yeah. So it'll go bigger than 7 millimeters because of that directional sewing.
Right.
That's awesome.
This is almost this is the one I use in my sashing a lot of the time. So it's almost it's 1.75 inches maybe, kind of.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's a big stitch. Yeah, I also love the stippling stitch. That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. And I said I would show you a little bit about the twin needle. Well, here is, and I hope I'm not making anybody seasick, but here is a little girl's dress with the twin needle along the hem and in the pinafore area. And then we have a little baby bonnet. This is twin needle as well. And you can do decorative stitches as well as with your twin needle, not just pin tucking, but you can do zigzag and your scallops and a couple of the other stitches with your twin needle. And the twin needle is included in the accessories that come with the machine. So you know what size you need. All right. And then here's what you can do with some of the utility stitches or decorative stitches is, I'm aging myself, but this is smocking. And this is actually rows and rows of basting stitches that I pulled. We didn't have, when my daughter was born, we didn't have the machines that did the automatic pleating. So this is the old-fashioned way of creating the gatherings for the smocking. But you can see. That
looks great.
Yeah.
That's really great.
So I think really you're only limited by your imagination with this machine. Some of the stitches on there are just gorgeous, and it is a lot of fun to play with. Okay, I'm going to switch cameras, and we're going to go over to the machine, and I'm going to show you some of the features on the machine and the sewing side first. Okay.
Okay.
So let me switch.
Real quick, do we have any questions at all?
No, but Marilyn Snow says looks like some fun stitches.
Thanks, Marilyn. These stitches are fun. Marilyn Snow said these look like fun stitches.
They are. They are. Okay, let's go over to the machine. Here we go. Okay. So if anybody gets seasick, close your eyes for a second because I'm just going to lay the camera back so you can see the whole machine. and all of the stitches that are up here on the top. This is a directory of all of your utility stitches and your decorative stitches and your satin stitches, and there are cross stitch, and then there's utility stitches on the decorative side that you can actually create your own order in which you're sewing. I'll explain that in a little bit. But this is the machine, and it is it's a wonderful little machine. I just love it. This is where the attachment came off, and here's your free arm. Okay, it does have a drop-in bobbin, so if you are, this pops up. Can you see that? Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay. All right, so the drop-in bobbin, it tells you exactly which way the bobbin is supposed to go in right here on the faceplate. It has your 1/4 inch markings. It's got some 5/8 markings and your 1 inch. This just drops in like that, goes around the path, comes up, and then cuts itself off, and that's all you have to do. You replace you replace this, and you're good to go. Along the front of the machine is okay, so you have your speed control here. You have your foot up and down. This one has scissors. I love it. Has needle up and down. This is your tie off, or your what they call it finishes the stitch. In other words, if you're doing a decorative stitch, it actually finishes the stitch and then stops. This
so like
is your
pattern end.
Yeah, pattern end. Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
Back tack, and then your start stop button. This will work when the foot pedal is not plugged in. If you plug in the foot pedal, then the foot pedal is in control and it overrides this. But this speed works for both the foot pedal and the start stop. So if you're teaching a child how to sew, you can set the speed down to a medium or slow. So they sometimes don't have the fine motor skills, so they would step on the foot controller and take off and scare themselves. So this is a great thing to have.
That's what I did in my car when I was 16. I floored it. It was not a good idea.
Yes. Yeah, we all learn, don't we?
We all learn. Some of us the hard way a couple of times.
Yeah, I know. All right, let me just get this. If anybody gets seasick, just let me get this down to there. Okay. Can everybody see that pretty good?
So, Barb,
yeah.
Can you announce what machine this is again for everybody?
Absolutely. It is the NQ3600D.
And what does the D? What does the D mean? That's a question I get a lot
all the time. It means it has Disney. Can you see Disney here on the base and Disney here? So it has Disney embroidery designs on board. And don't forget, there's Embroidery. You can go and get more Disney designs just by signing up or going into Embroidery and downloading your designs. And there you can buy as many as you want for this machine. So.
And Barb, you're talking about Embroidery. I just want to show this. So in my family, we're big, huge Marvel fans, actually.
Okay.
And so this is a design you can get off of Embroidery. Iron Man, for those of you who don't know who this is. But yeah, you can get Iron Man, you can get Captain America. There's even Star Wars off Embroidery. I mean, some pretty amazing designs come from that website. So that's a pretty awesome thing. And if I remember right, you can only do this on Brother machines. Is that right?
Brother machines. Well, Brother machines that have a D attached to their number. Okay. So, all right. So this is the face of our machine, and you got a nice big screen here, and you can do a lot of editing on this screen. When you wake it up, it comes in as the utility area. And you have, again, a pivot function. This is amazing because I work with some of the bigger machines, And when they brought that out on those machines, I fell in love with it, because if you're a quilter, you're moving along and you want to stop to adjust something, it sinks the needle and raises the foot so you can swivel the piece of fabric. Applique, ladies, this is fabulous, because when you're going around a corner, it's so easy just to take a couple stitches and then turn, couple stitches and then turn. It really, really works great. You can set that on. You can also set on your back tack, and you can set on your scissors. So when you stop, it'll pivot for you to go on, or you can actually touch the back tack, which is up here on your machine neck, and it will actually tie a knot and cut your threads, and the threads are in the back of the fabric, so it automatically takes them to the back. This is the area where you can go in and adjust, make some adjustments. Here is your width, your length, your left-right shift, and your tension. It's amazing. This little machine is just great. If we went in here, let's go back, let's go down. These are all your utility stitches. All right. And
tons of stitches.
I mean, tons of them, yes. 233 built-in embroidery stitches, and there's 291 built-in stitches with 10 styles of buttonholes, 5 sewing fonts. So if we went in and here, and let's go over to the sewing, okay. And here is all your different categories of your machine. This is what Chad was talking about before with our directional, so you can go forward and backward, and you can go side to side. So if you wanted to sew on a pant, something that's circular, you take the tray off, you use your free arm, and you sew sideways. It's amazing, and that's how it creates those bigger stitches, because it has this option to go side to side and back and forth. Okay. All right. So we have our utility stitches, our heirloom stitches. We've got buttonholes. There's our buttonholes, and there's several different kinds, and a couple eyelets. All right. And then we have our sideways, and then we get into our decorative stitching. There are also tons of decorative stitches in here. And the best part about, I was shocked when I went in here and I said, oh, I love that stitch. Let me see if I can add another. Oh, I can. And what happens is I can go in there and look at this stitch, and there's my stitch, and it's joined together. So you can join two different types of decorative stitching. Then you can go into the settings here, and you can say, I want, instead of just one section of that, I want that a continuous. I go back in here and look, and there's my continuous. See, so it just keeps going until you say, push the button on here for your end stitch, and you're done. Or you can go back to your setting here. Oh, setting here. No, setting here. Sorry. and tell it that you want it to stop. So, okay.
So you can get really creative with this machine and combine designs, right, and everything.
Right.
So that's the
not only that, but we also have my custom stitch. And I showed you the grid before, and this is actually where you can go in and you can create your own stitch. So you can grid out your stitches if you want, or you can just create a stitch just by moving things around. It's fun. It's you never know what you're going to get. It's like the box of chocolate, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so let's see. We're going to do a few more moves here. Let's go back over here, set, and then I'm going to see what I just created. That's just what I created. So that's would stitch out. So it's kind of cool. You can also look at this in the red or blue or black. So depending on what you'd like to see, you know, how you'd like to see it on your fabric, or imagine it, you can change the color. The other nice thing about this is you can add a built-in design. So you can go in here and say, okay, I've just created mine, but I want to add, maybe I want to add this. So I can add that and then tell it that I want to test, I want to see the results. So I'm going to go in here and see what I just created, and there's the stitch already created.
That's awesome.
It is awesome.
That is really awesome.
Yep. You can get really, really creative. You've got some heavy stitches that I showed on that sample that I made. This is one of the stitches that I showed, and it's right here. The nice thing about this is it actually shows you the size that it's going to be, and that's exactly the size. Okay. There's a little 100% down here. So if I went into my stitching and I went into the decorative stitches here and I went back to some of the larger ones, remember I showed you the ocean wave, I call it the ocean wave, and now it says it's 25%. So it can't all fit in here. So you go in here and you can actually see how big that stitch really, really is. So that's
a really awesome feature.
Yes, it is. It really is. But I still tell the ladies to stitch some of these things out. They'd be surprised how cool they really are when they finally stitch them out. So, okay, what else do we have? We have a nice big bed area. Automatic, oh, the threading. Let me come out a little bit. Oops, that's, okay. I don't know if you can see. Let me adjust the camera just a tad. Whoops. All right. Well, that's okay. That'll work. So threading, put your thread on, and everything is numbered. So if you want to thread your needle, it's the solid. If you want to thread and wind a bobbin, it's the dotted line. So let me pull in and see if you can see. Can you see the dotted line?
Yeah.
So the bobbin is the dotted line, and the solid line is your needle. So let me pull back out and show you how easy this is to thread. So it's 1, 2, down here is 3, 4. Oh, I got my foot down. You can't, Brother has made a nice, I guess, a prevention of not getting it into your thread, your tension. So if your foot's down, there's a little door that closes up here. So you have to put your foot up, then go around, come back down, and number 6 is down there. Number 7 is across. 8 is your cut, and then your needle is threaded. Now you can't see the side, but it's just one little lever. I'm going to bring it around here. It's just one little lever right here. Where is it? There it is. I hope I'm not making anybody seasick. You just press it down and it threads the needle.
Best needle threader on the market, in my opinion.
I love this needle threader. Yes, it is. It is really cool. All right, let's bring you back down here a little bit. Okay. And this is actually where the USB goes for your embroidery. So if you created a stitch, let's just create something here. Let's clear this one. And let's go back up a little bit. Now I want. All right, let's take a flower. And then let's do, oh, I don't know, a heart. How about a heart? There we go.
There you go.
We can actually see the size. This is 100%. That's exactly the size that it's going to be. And we can save it to our pocket. And I'm going to save it to the machine. If I wanted to then go in and go back and say, okay, where's my design I just saved, or my stitch that I just saved? I'd go into the pocket of the machine here, and there's the designs that I've saved along the way. You can also save your lettering. So we have lettering in the side of the sewing side as well. So we can set that, and that's what it would stitch out. So there's the stitch out of Brother. Isn't that pretty cool?
That's awesome.
It is awesome, right?
Looks really good.
So let's see what else we got. whoops, I'm sorry. I think on the sewing side, I mean, I just love this little machine. The bobbin winder is quiet. The sewing is quiet. I have it set up for embroidery and will embroider something in a few minutes. It is a quiet little machine.
Barb, you said something before we went live. You were talking about how you have a luminaire and how this little machine would be a great companion piece to an owner of a luminaire.
Yes, I do. I typically work on the luminaire because that's, you know, we do all sorts of machines. But when I got this machine, I was so surprised at the features that it had on it that were so close to the luminaire. But this one weighs so much less. It's easier to carry. When I'd like to go to a sewing class from time to time. When this machine first came out, I really wanted to own it on my own. I wanted this machine, and I never did get an opportunity to get one. So now I have one, so I can take advantage of the sewing classes. But it's so much easier to carry, of course, and smaller. And it does so many of the features, and it's got that 6x10 hoop, which
that's awesome.
Really is. Yes, awesome. So, all right, I'm going to take off the little sewing side of it, and I'm going to put on my embroidery side. And I apologize for doggies. I have doggies, and evidently there was something that came in, or somebody passed by, or the baby stroller walking. I'm not sure, you know.
Yeah.
Right. Whenever you change or take off the embroidery unit, you want to turn off your machine. Then we're going to put the embroidery unit on, and I'm just going to turn this here so you can see what I'm doing. This is the attachment to the machine, so I'm just going to slide this on, and that's all we need to do. Turn back the machine, turn on the machine again. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I'll show you the purse here. Here's a purse that was all done with the decorative stitches.
Wow, that's awesome. That's really cool.
There is a lot you can do with this machine. Oh, I tucked in a little Kleenex holder.
Oh, that's cool.
So, you know, really kind of cute. All right. So we have the carriage on. I'm going to say, okay, it has to calibrate. It's going to move the carriage a little bit. And now we're into the embroidery side of the machine. So we have this 6x10 hoop, as I said. And the hoop is a slide-on hoop, just like the Big Brother, okay? So it slides in just like this, okay? Lock it down. And then you can pick your designs. Now, there's a lot of designs on here. There's the buttonholes, and I have a sample of those buttonholes. So here's a sample of some of them. Can you see them?
So, yeah, Barb, they're asking how much the machine weighs, and I believe it's 22.5 pounds.
Yeah, I didn't read the box. I should have read the box, but
That's didn't. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's
your neighborhood. Okay. Okay. So we have some we have some embroidery in here. We have a bunch of designs. I mean, there's a ton of designs built in, but don't forget you've got your USB stick that you can bring in more designs, so you're not limited to just the designs that are in the machine. So you've got some very pretty designs in here. This is the design I just had on the machine right here. It's stitched out beautifully. And then you can do anything inside. Let's see. Got some pretty, oh, the winter one. The winter one is very pretty. And if you want to see that up and close, there it is. So, awesome. Yeah, you can view it here. Okay. So let's go back to the directory here. You have 233 built-in designs. amongst these. You've got 35 Disney designs, 140 frame designs, and I have those stitched out as well. It's the shapes plus the types. So it comes to 140 frame combinations. So here is some of the frame combinations. So you have your straight, your satin, your I don't know what you'd call that. It looks like piano keys almost. Your picot, your scallop. So you have, these are all the different frames that you have that are available on the machine. And I just stitched them out so you could get a better idea. Again, I'm all about the visual. Okay? It's easy to visualize something when you can, you can see it. Then we have the decorated, these are the buttonholes that I showed you before. And these are big buttonholes. They're big. So shower curtain, curtain rods, back of a pillow, just neat choices. And then you have the pieces that go around it. So here are some of the decorative things that you can do around your buttonholes. And this is the sample that I have. This was the buttonhole with the butterfly.
Oh, that's cool.
The buttonhole with 2 flowers and the buttonhole with the 1 flower. This would be the back of a pillow. So it's horizontal. And then a modern look. But you got, I mean, again, you've got buttonholes, and now you go in here and you have even more designs. So some very, very cool designs. But what's nice about this is you can actually take a design and then you can set that, and then you can say, all right, I want to add something. So let me go back in here and add another design. Maybe I'll add this one. And then I can say set, and then I can still move this one around. Isn't that cool? It's a touch screen, so you can move it around any which way you want. You can rotate it. And you can go 90, 10, or 1%. Okay. You can size it. It's the normal sizing, up 20% and down 10%, because it's not recalculating your stitches. So you don't want to go any further than up 20 and down 10. If you went down any further than 10%, you'd have what they call bulletproof, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We've all heard that one. Yep.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Some of us have experienced that one.
Yeah. You can mirror image it. Okay. You can do a bunch of things with it. So, it's really, the editing on this is fabulous. You have your Mickey, your Mickey Mouse. I love this one.
All you Disney lovers out there.
There you go. Look at her. She's great. I love her. Okay. And don't forget, each one of these has more underneath it. So when you go in, there's more underneath each one of those categories. Oh, I love the Christmas one. Look at that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Mickey.
Okay, so cars. There was always never enough things for the little boys. That's why embroidery is a great option for getting Marvel and the action
Star Wars,
figures, I guess. Yeah, yep. Action figures. So, and then Tinkerbell and Bambi, and I forget what his name was. But anyway, so you've got the Mickey. Now you've got a built-in alphabet, and these are 5 inches. These are beautiful. We have a lot of these. This has been on some of the Brother machines for a long time. And then you have your accents. So I could set the B and then go back in. Go back in and thank you. Get my, let's see.
Bob, while you're looking for that, the Lumen, some people are asking about weights of their machines compared to this machine, and I think that those are really good. So the Luminaire, I believe, weighs 43 pounds, and somebody was asking about the Dream 2, and that one's 39 pounds. So really, these are almost the 3600D is almost half the weight of those machines. So it's an awesome machine to bring to class and travel and all that fun stuff.
It is. It is. So, and I can select and move that one down. So, I mean, you can edit right on the screen. You can look at it close up. There's 125 all the way up to 300% if you wanted to look at the stitching. You can also go in here and look at the stitching. I was shocked, let me tell you, at what this machine had. You can change the colors. So if I didn't want that green and I wanted another green, I could go over to find another green. Maybe I wanted it to be a rust color, so I could change it there. I can mirror image it again. So, all right, let me go back down to 100. So there's lots of editing capabilities in here. And then when I go to stitch, I can still rotate and I can still move. So I could still move this whole thing, and I could still rotate it if it would fit in the hoop. Okay. Pocket. If I saved anything in the pocket, I could be able to save it on the machine or the USB stick. So don't forget, you can bring things in on the USB stick and you can save things out on the USB stick. The only thing that you can't save is Disney. Disney is locked into your machine. And the Disney that you download off of Embroidery or iBroidery will also be assimilated or not locked, I guess, designated for this machine. If you want it on this machine, you would designate the design to stitch out on this machine. Lettering. We have tons of lettering in here. Look at that. Let's take this one and do A, B, C, or C, B, D. Okay, good. We're good.
CBD, what are you doing over there, Barb?
Okay, so we can rotate, we can edit the font, we can array it. So I can go in here and array the font. I can lessen the array. I can make it deeper, almost a circle. Okay, I can actually stack it, and then if I didn't want it stacked that way, I wanted it stacked the other way, I just touch this and it goes and it stacks the other way. That's cool. Okay.
Very cool.
I can change the font. Supposing I didn't like this font and I wanted to go to this font. There we are. Easy, easy, easy. I can go in and say, okay, I want it multicolor. So when I turn it on and I go to my embroidery, it will allow me to assign the color in my color chart. So it brings up the individual letters and I can change the letter, each letter to an individual color. I can size, rotate, the whole thing. The size, these letters, a lot of these go up to just under, I think they're about 1.5 inches to 1.75 inches as well. They're pretty big. So it's, again, it's a really cool little machine. I keep saying that, I know. It really is.
It really is an awesome machine.
Right, that I showed you before, and this is how you would get your frame type. So there's your picot. There's the one that looked like keys. Let's go in here. Oh, there's two-tone ones, scallop. So there's again 140 combinations of the frames. So you can actually go in there and choose whatever frame, and you can size these. You can take this heart, or let's take the shield, and let's make it picot, and let's go in and say set and size, and we can make these pretty big. Okay. Wow. If you need to baste something in the in a hoop, supposing you have a towel that you're only wanting to lay on top, because towels are difficult to hoop. So if you wanted to lay it on top, you could actually go in there, pick your base, pick your square, and down in right there is one go around, and you can base the towel in. You can make it the size that you need. So I could set this, I could size it to a pretty big area, Okay, say okay. I could add, bring in my design, whatever the design is, and I can have a basting stitch around that design. Okay. Let's see. Oops, I'm sorry. Yes. Okay, thank you. Let us go into, well, let's go in here. And I started, let's take off the 6x10 hoop. That really is a big hoop. You could do the back of a jacket with this hoop. I mean, that really is big. So, all right. I hooped up, and don't forget you've got your 5x7 hoop too. So there's your 5x7. And I hooped up and started something in my 6x6 that I had from my other machines. So I wanted to slide the 6x6 in. Now, that's another thing. Okay, let's go in and get that design.
And Barb, while you're getting that design, those of you that are asking about like the luminaire weight and stuff, I know you guys have those machines. The awesome thing is a lot of your hoops will fit on this machine up to that 6x10. So like if you have the 2x2 or the 6x6 hoop, it'll work. You can use it simultaneously. Is that the right word? Not simultaneously, but you can use them. You can use them on each machine.
Interchangeable. How about that?
Interchangeable. Thank you.
Oh, no problem. So I had stitched out. I started this stitch out before so that I wanted to allow you to listen to the stitching. And I turned the machine off. So we're going to bring this back in. We're going to say, okay, I'm going to end edit. And now I'm going to go to embroidery. I've already stitched the first two colors. So what I want to go to is the last color. So I want to go to my plus and minus, and I want to go plus, plus, and say okay. And now I've just got the last color to stitch. So I'm going to slide the hoop on. I've already loaded my thread, but let me do it again so that you can see. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 is down here by the needle, and then come up. 7 is right here, and then cut it at 8, and here's the ka-chunk. There we go. It is threaded.
Thread it up.
Threaded. Easy, easy. Okay, so we're going to put the foot down. I now have a green light, and it tells me that I can go ahead and stitch. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch, and you can hear it. It just hums. It really just hums.
And the other thing that you can do with the machine, it'll clip your jump stitches, which is huge.
Yes. So if I wanted to cut, it just did. You see that? It cut the jump stitch, and the threads are on the back. Okay. Awesome. Now, supposing that I have a electric failure, or I got tired and I really had to go to bed, I just turn off my machine. All right.
Wait, you don't embroider till 2 or 3 in the morning like
I used to. I used to, not anymore. It's like, okay, I give up, Uncle. I'm going to turn my machine back on. It's going to recalibrate the arm. And then it's going to ask me if I want to resume. So we have the resume feature built into this machine. So I'm going to wake it up, and it's going to tell me the carriage is going to recalibrate. Okay to recall and resume previous memory. Yes. So, okay.
Awesome.
It will recall and go right back to the same stitch that I was on when I stopped. Put my foot down and go. And it's right back to the same stitch. Now you can back it up a stitch or two so it knits together, but I didn't have to. Are there any questions?
Any questions or anything from our Facebook family?
I've got some samples I thought maybe the audience might like to see, just in case One of the built, yeah.
Barb, they're asking what's the embroidery max speed on this machine?
850.
850 stitches per minute.
I think that's what it, yes. Check me on that, Chad. I'm not sure.
You're right.
The sewing speed is 850. I'm not sure about the embroidery.
You're correct on the embroidery.
Okay, cool. All right. This is a built-in teddy bear. That's how big that teddy bear is.
That's awesome.
Pretty big. Yeah. Okay. This is a design that's built in as well. I love this design, and there's a companion piece that goes with this as well, and I put some free motion quilting, and then I actually did the stitching around the edges, and I quilt with my decorative stitches a lot.
That's awesome.
I kind of like that. Now the one that we're stitching is right here.
Wow, those are cool. Those are good colors.
These are built-in stitches. Or designs, rather. So they're nice quilting designs. And then again, I quilted with my decorative stitches. And I even got lazy and did the binding with my decorative stitch.
That's not lazy. That's smart.
Oh, okay, good. I'll go with that.
Yeah, that's smart.
That. Okay. All right. And the Disney, they have princesses that are built in. These are there's at least 5 that are built in. And I did some free motion quilting. And then I decorated, again, I quilted with my decorative stitch. I love this serpentine stitch because no matter how crooked you are as a sewer, nobody will ever see it. It fools the eye. I love it.
Yeah.
And then I did the binding, tacked down the binding. And I guess the pièce de résistance, if you want to say, is my Mickey and Minnie. And I threw Eeyore in there, or Winnie the Pooh in there, not Eeyore.
That's awesome.
But there we go. This is the size of Mickey and Minnie. So you can see by my hand, that's a good, what? I don't know, 8 inches.
8 inches, yeah.
So, and that's Pooh, and that's Mickey.
Those are awesome.
And again, decorative stitches to do all of the quilting and a little bit of the free motion quilting. Cool?
That's awesome.
It is.
That is cool.
It is. So do you have some sales information that they might like?
We do. Good. So I'm gonna go over this. And I'm gonna do what I want everybody to do. Everybody's got a calculator. I always tease my math teachers when I see them because they always told me I'm never gonna have a calculator at all times. Well, guess what? We now have calculators all the time with us. So if you guys want to do this with me, I haven't done this, so I'm not sure what all the savings are here. Eric's been awesome enough to get us some really, really good pricing. And my phone's so smart that I have to, it's not recognizing my face. Maybe it's because I don't have I don't know. I'm just kidding. Math thing. But everybody pull out your calculator. So the Brother NQ3600D is valued at $49.99. Now, the awesome thing is we have some other things coming with the machine right now. So we are throwing in the Disney thread set. So the awesome thing with this thread set is it'll match up your Disney colors. You don't have to come and guess, what blue do I use for Donald Duck? What orange do I use for Goofy's vest? Anything like that. So that has a value thread set of $136.99. So we're adding these together on there. And then the other thing that we're doing as Nuddles is we're also throwing in right now the dual function foot control. This is really awesome. And again, you can use this on the Luminaire. You can use this on the 3600. But it actually, when you hit the heel, you can use it to have it cut your thread or do a needle up, needle down, anything like that. And so we're throwing that in there also. So you take that, you're going to add $272.99 to that on there. And then we also, if you are local, we also offer classes. And so our classes, you get the awesome thing with us is we teach you how to use the machine with our customer course classes. You also get embroidery customer course classes and with that and everything. So that value in there is $1,000. And if I did my math right, you're $6,408.98. And so what we're doing right now, your savings on that, just to give you an idea, I'm going to take off. Are you sure we can do this?
That's what we're doing.
That's what Eric says we can do this. So we're going to take off a little over $2,900, so $2,909.98. So if I do the math right here, you're looking, this whole package, you're looking $3,499, $3,500 is all. I will tell you, we're also doing 60 months no interest, and so that would make it $63 a month is all. And so for those of you who want an awesome embroidery sewing machine, it's a great deal, a great value. And those that are looking for a second machine, you Luminaire, you Dream owners, even PR 10 needle owners and 6 needle owners that want to have a travel machine, this is an awesome machine for that. And so, you know, if you guys have questions, my phone number, and people think I'm crazy giving out my phone number, but my phone number is right there on the screen. And if you can't see it, it's 801-712-1959. Please let me know. We are limited supply on these. Definitely, I think we have 10 left in stock. Give or take. And so as soon as those are gone, the deal's gone that we do on Facebook on there. So if you are outside of our local area, please give me a call. What we're going to do for you is we're going to try to connect you with your local dealer there and try to get you that same deal with them. So please give me a call on there, and if you have any questions with that. So that's the awesome sell that we're doing with the machine right now. Barb, you did an awesome job. A couple of things that we have coming up, and I will tell you. So we have Anita Good Design. We're doing, if you're on Facebook, we're doing a live event with them starting the 12th this week, and I think it starts at 10 on there. And so what I'm going to do with the giveaway, we're going to throw your names up in a software, so it'll pick it up random. So we will, at the beginning of that, pull out the name who gets the free Riley Blake kit on there. So we're going to be doing that. So that's going to be really fun. So it's going to be the 12th. And then share this video, like this video. It just gets you more in the pool of winning the free item there. Okay. Barb, is there anything else you want to share with us?
Just that I love this machine and I don't want to give it back.
Yeah. Well, I say keep it.
You can fix me up with that, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, definitely. So thank you, everyone. And
thank you.
Yeah, give me a call if you have any questions. And Barb, thank you so very much for doing this.
You're very welcome.
We appreciate it. All right. Bye, guys.